Hello everyone, Hachadino over here, and today I'm going to talk also a little bit about Path of Exile. I have been focusing more on WoW and Last Epoch for a while, but you may already know that I'm an avid player of Path of Exile 1 and 2 even. So I'm going to cover this reveal. Of course, it's going to be a nothing burger because there's no info apart from dates, but some people have already been thinking about things, and of course, new Atlas expansion. It's been almost 3 years now. The last one was in 2022 when we got the Maven Eldritch thingies with the Atlas 3, and it has been, of course, revisited more than once, but still there has not been any new like Atlas mechanics apart from the, of course, the Maven and the Exarch and the Eater of Worlds. So we are going to be, let's say, retiring those likely, of course, because remember what we did with Cyrus and we did with Elder and we did with Shaper, etc., etc. We've been through all of those. Now I'm super hyped about the new mechanic, but I also kind of love the actual one, so I'm going to wonder what they do. Maybe they take something from idols. They have some idols ideas that were very interesting, and I hope they revisit those at least as talent points. Because I really love the Abyss ones. At least I really love Abyss doing it and other things. And of course, we get a reveal this next Friday, and there's also the league itself that is going to go into June 13th. That is for Path of Exile 1. I still don't know what I'm going to play, but if there are some cool things, we can play those. I'm likely going to play Flicker. I kind of like it a lot right now. Of course, I can be an Ancestor Commander, but maybe we will do a Berserker, big damage, big power, or as many people are a Slayer, because I actually farm quite a bit, so I can get Fatal Flourish eventually. And then now 0.2.1 in Path of Exile 2. I haven't played this league a lot, but I did get to tier 16 maps and have been doing quite things with my Huntress, the not the good one, the Amazon, the other one. I just remember that well. But you have an extra ring in your neck. It's kind of cool. I wanted to make it work with Flicker and with the Serpent Strike. You can check my guide that I did. I'm really going to update it this week or the next when I finish Last Epoch and other things. And wow. And let's go into the cool things. Now, they are going to focus on getting more cool chase items. You know, your Astra Mentis, your Tabula Rasa, your the new how it's called that you charge. That they're also going to increase the talismans. They are very strong ones, and they want to have more and more powerful. Of course, they also want to have new runes, soul cores, and talismans. Because right now everyone is just running some combination of iron or maybe some soul cores depending on the build, but we want big power on those. We want to be able to just buy one of them for 100 divines because why not? We can. Ritual, same as always. Omens are quite rare. The good ones, the ones for Sinistral Erasure or whatever. The one for corruption drops quite a bit, but even the invitation, I haven't watched a lot more time with this because I kind of missed the last update, but it drops more. Essences now 6 times more. Rogue Exiles, they were not dropping many uniques, like you saw an Exile, and then the poor boy dropped like a pack of magic items. Maybe if you had a lot of rarity in the map, he dropped some rares instead, but of course uniques were not there. Twisted Domain. Twisted Domain is the map where Sheds is, when you have a Bridgestone. And it was kind of super underwhelming after the nerfs to the drop rate of bridge rings. And also, of course, the Hands of Wisdom and Action not being as good. So you just went through it, and as they said, sometimes you didn't even have one rare monster in the whole journey from the beginning to the end of the map itself. Now they're going to put more rares, and more cool things. That makes me think about using Headhunter for that map because you can get a lot of buffs and then you destroy chests. But he was not a hard boss anyway. Now they're doing a huge thing on logbooks. Many of the unique logbooks were super bad. They were even worse than normal logbooks, and then the logbooks themselves were worse than normal expeditions because they were long, they didn't have a lot of monsters, and the drops were also not that good. And as they say, also they dropped almost no experience. You had at the beginning of low level 90s where you should still be getting at least some experience, like nothing crazy, 98, 99, something like that. It gets harder and harder. But if you are 91 and you are not even getting 1% experience doing a level 80 logbook, they think that's a little bit of an issue. They are going to, of course, have more remnants, some more cool things, and basically a lot more drops. Now, there's also, of course, more runes dropping. That's also good. Maybe to target farm those new powerful runes available. And did you enjoy doing Hidden Grotto? It seems from 400,000 maps that spawned, 150,000 of them were Hidden Grotto. I actually went into my character on the Path of Exile 2 League and kind of looked, and there were quite a lot of hidden grottos, but there's also decays and other things that there are just a lot of them. So they are trying to put more areas on those, and then we could have more boss fights. Maybe now there are not that many of those. And now this is a huge change. Now, when you get a citadel generated on the atlas, when you see the big beam that they also put in the update for a while, it will also generate the other two types of citadels. So if you generate an iron one, close together, you will see it because they already say that you will need to generate new terrain on the atlas for this to work. But if you already have a citadel, for example, if it worked like it works with this update, you will get also a stone and a copper citadel. This will, of course, make the prices to actually fight the arbiter, if you are in trade league, way cheaper, making, of course, also the drops from the citadel themselves. If you can get 2 or 3 of those drops, it's going to be good because you can do the arbiter of ash more times and get the cool drops that he has, like Morior or the Prism of Belief or other things. Now, this is what I said, you will need to get into the new terrain generated, and now reducing the danger types of ritual, the volatile plants. I hope that they are going to do some things with those. They don't explain super well it, but at least also a very good thing is reducing the dangerous modifiers like penetration, and also Viridian will boost unique maps when you just run around. The clasp hands and other things is very good that they now drop together. That's a very good thing. Tierra de Sequema doesn't have nothing crazy. And then for quality of life, now if you have played PoE 1 and then played PoE 2, it should have taken quite a bit to know that tier 13 is not a trash mod, but it's actually one of the better ones if it's for life. But the problem here relies on that some mods actually don't have that many tiers. Like levels on items have like 3 or 4 tiers maybe. And of course, a tier 4 will be the best, but then life has 13, energy shield has 11, some resists have 7 or 8, chaos resistance has 6. Like, very weird. So maybe they put this as an option, or they just change it altogether, so you can have the knowledge that tier 1 is tier 1. Triple fist tier 1 weapon, banger. Now you have tier 6, 12, 8 physical weapon. Doesn't sound well. And also a lot of categories and things like that. The modifiers will be more put across. Now performance improvements. This is big for people that have lower improvements on things. And then now the keep now button when purchasing microtransaction. That's pretty good because you could buy and then maybe if you have a lot of them enabled, you will have to find or just write it. Also, another one that they have said that is coming, but maybe I have skipped somehow, is that in the passive tree, when you write something, you will be able to press a key to go to one of the passives that actually has that keys that you have seen. So that is everything for Path of Exile. I will keep playing it. Likely I will shelve the Path of Exile 2 a little bit when the Path of Exile 1 league begins, but I still plan to do most of the content and finish my build. I was still lasting quite a lot with the Wind Serpent, Strike, and Flicker, having a lot of fun. But now I will see you on the next video.